mother. And I want to know what that got to do with the price of tea in China.
That's right.
You ain't my mother. Children have told me when I told them sit down and do something, they go, you can't tell me what to do. You don't even know my name. Oh, you ran into the wrong guy. I don't need to know your name. Trust me. You will not be asking me in a few minutes, do I know your name? What you'll be trying to figure out is how to get to your parents so you can sit quietly. Because this is how it works. In order for the entire nation to be right. You get it? So Jacob called his sons and said, gather yourselves together that I may tell you that which will befall you in the end of days. Assemble yourselves and hear, ye sons of Yaakov, and hearken unto Yisrael your father. He said, look, the sons of Yaakov, but now I need you to hearken unto Israel, your father. Somebody might say, well, why is the redundancy? Jacob and Yaakov. Jacob, when he signed these people, he signed all of these people. But when he met with God and his name was changed, he went to a higher state of existence. He said, now, hear the words of Israel, your father. He said, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the first fruits of my strength, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power. Unstable as water. Have not thou the excellency because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch. Dysfunction is real. I want y'all to hear that. For godly people, sometimes we fall into these traps where we think that we don't have to deal with real life psychological problems because the only thing we need to do is pray. Moshe said, and establish thou the works of our hands, yea, the works of our hands establish thou it. What does that mean? You got to put in work and then pray that God will bless it. So if you find that you have a situation where someone is not in the right mind, get them help.
Yes.
And pray. But get them somebody who can help them come out of this psychological problem that they're having, because you're not going to just wish it away. I don't have time to go back and tell you, but there was a whole bunch of dysfunction that settled into our family. The Torah didn't hide it. Our father separated his sons based on how he loved their mama. That caused problems in the family. You married, through no fault of his own, he wound up marrying sisters. That caused problems in the family. Now they have big words like dysfunction. Reuven was a situation, Joseph was a situation and a product of the dysfunction that was in our family. Don't let dysfunction settle in a way where you will not acknowledge it because you're too ashamed, or think you have so much pride that you couldn't be happening to me. Who are you? My godmother, Ima Yael, they told her she had cancer some 25, 30 years ago. She goes through these bouts up and down. She's in hospital. She's out the hospital. When she get ready, she fly out the country and go to Ghana and Nigeria and Ethiopia and wherever else she want to go. She just go. And God bless her. And I said to her, Emo, how do you? She said, I never asked God why me. Listen to that. This is wisdom here. Take it. I never asked God why me. She said, Bane, why not me? Who am I? That the problem shouldn't have happened to me. She said, the only thing that I do is I ask him to hold my hand and see me through.
Amen.
She's been up and down for 25 years, still going strong. God is great. So he goes on to say, Shimon and Levi are brethren, weapons of violence are their kinship. Let my soul not come into their council, unto their assembly, let my glory not be united. For in their anger they slew men, and in their self-will they hewed oxen. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Yaakov and scatter them in Israel. And if you know anything about how that turned out, Levi became the priest, and they were all over the nation of Israel, yes?
Yes.
I'm just talking about the power of the word that comes out the man's mouth.
Yeah.
Just like his father told his brother. And who was it that came? And I blessed him. And what? And yea, he shall be blessed. Because the words that come forth from the mouth of the righteous of the living God is surety. Shimon lived surrounded by Yehuda.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you stay over here, brother, right here where we can all just watch you. When you get upset, you just stay here. It's all right. That's what he told him. Yehuda, thee shall thy brethren praise, and thy hand shall be on the neck of thy enemies. Thy father's son shall bow down before thee. Yehuda's a lion's whelp from the prey, my son, thou art going up. He stooped down and couched as a lioness. Who shall rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Yehuda, nor the ruler staff from between his feet. As long as men come to Shiloh, and unto him shall the obedience of the peoples be. Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass colts unto the choice vine. He washes his garments with wine, and his vesture in the blood of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk.
Amen.
That's what it says now. Listen to this thing. I want to tell you about Yehuda. It says, because, you know about horses and things. You don't bind horses and things to vines. Right? Because horses are strong. What they were saying was that his vines are going to be monstrous. His riches are going to be extravagant. So that even the vines will be strong enough to hold the horse and the colt. Goes on to say here, it translates this thing and says his eyes will be red with wine. I'm about to hurt this Judite's feelings right now. There's this Judite in here whose feelings is about to be hurt. There is no place in here that says his eyes going to be red with wine. The word says haklili in 9, which means his eyes will sparkle like wine. He is not a drunk. His mission in life is not to drink as much alcohol as he can possibly go. Wine represented wealth and power. That's what it represented. Because if anybody drank more wine in Israel than the Levites, I don't know who it was. They were commanded to drink the stuff. They had to drink offering. That's what their job was. You brought wine up. They had the greatest vats and wineries in the country. I'm quite sure they tasted it here, tasted it there. From wine from across the globe. My point is, our father saw who his children would be. Reuven in his word and had given up his right to be priest and king. So now, they didn't talk about who the priest was going to be. That's going to be Moshe later on. But Abba declared Judah's going to be the king. And if anybody had been paying attention to this when Shaul became king, they didn't know it was wrong. But he was beautiful and handsome. Right? That's what you need in a king. Beautiful and handsome. says, Zavulun, thou shalt dwell at the shore of the sea, and he shall be a shore for ships, and his flank shall be Zidon. Issachar is a large boned ass, couching down between the sheepfold. See, some of us would have problems with it. In those days, saying that was saying you were strong and mighty. Right? That's what it was. For he saw a resting place that it was good in the land, that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to the bear, and became a servant under taskwork. Dan shall judge his people, and as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent in the way, and a horned snake in the path, that biteth his horse's heel, so that the rider falleth backward. If you know that Dan, the tribe of Dan, saved the entire nation at one time. When they came out against us, when Moshe had the troops and was going out, when the Amalekites came after us, Don beat them down. By the time Judah and them showed up, Don said, "You can go back. We handle that. Brush shoulders off. It's all right. Going back home." This is what God had bred in these people, and Abba saw it right from their beginning. I want you to know the power of God and prophecy has not left our elders' mouths. If you watch them, those who immerse themselves in the way of God, just sit there quietly sometime and listen to them. They'll speak the word of God to you if you have enough time to listen. But we're always in such a rush. I remember Rabbi Yohanatan Alive Shalom. We were riding on a plane from California back here. And he said, "Son," he said, "Yeah, I know you get tired of hearing my stories over and over again." He said, "I don't know, son. I said, "Rabbi, I'm just here to sit and listen." I want you to know, Rabbi must have repeated stories over and over, but not only in the stories was there wisdom, in between the stories that he repeated again was wisdom untold, things that I can't even fathom how to put together. But you got to be still and want to hear it. Today's a message for the fast New Yorker, for the guy who's always in a rush, for the people who look around this world and think that it's about my power and my might have done this. You got to stop and slow down and pay attention to that which God would have you to do. We end it on this. It says, Naphtali is a hind.
Naphtali
is a hind let loose. He giveth goodly words. Proud Naphtali. There we go. Joseph is a fruitful vine by the fountains. His branches are run over the wall. The archers have dealt bitterly with him and shot at him and hated him. But his bow abode firm, and his arms of his hands were made supple by the hands of the mighty one of Yaakov. From thence, from the shepherd, the stone of Israel, by the God of thy father, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, who shall bless thee with the blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that couches beneath, blessings of the breast and of the womb, blessings of thy father, the blessings of thy father are mighty beyond the blessings of my progenitors, unto the utmost bounds of the everlasting hills. They shall be upon the head of Joseph, and on the crown of the head of the prince among his brethren. It's natural with him. Just watch him. It's natural. God blesses them. They know it. You just watch those who've claimed it in its fullness about what it is. It's natural with them. The blessing that God gave Abraham to Isaac, and Isaac gave to Jacob, Jacob securely bounded in Joseph. You hear him say it? My blessings are beyond the What do you mean my blessing is better? No, it's not better. It is the compound blessing. Abraham blessed Isaac. Isaac took that blessing and blessed me with it. And now I'm blessing you with it. It's the compoundness of the blessing that's coming upon you. He wasn't saying like his father's blessings are less potent than his. He was talking about the fact that God used this young man to save the entire world. Not just the nation, the entire world. Because everybody was starving. And Joseph dealt to the whole world. Set it all up. And the moment he got out of his own way, I forgive him, Chief. I forgive him. Yeah, Chief told me last week I had to forgive Joseph. So we forgive him. The moment Joseph got out of his own way, he could get that blessing.
Yeah.
You hear it?
Okay.
Because he had to get out of his own way.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the blessing comes on us and we so engulfed in our own stuff that we can't hear it.
Yes. Amen.
The baby's blessing. Benjamin is a wolf that raveneth. In the morning he devoured the prey, and at the evening he divided the spoil. These are the 12 tribes of Israel. So now what took place here is that, yes sir. I did? That's because I wasn't reading my straight book. See? Where's God in my shit? Okay, well. Oh, yes, I did. I did. God is a troop that shall troop upon him, but he shall troop upon their heel.